that you start feeling fearful, you're not able to speak up because you have these doubts in your mind and the opportunity is lost. Now, again, when you're presented with the same situation, hello everybody, how are you all? Hope you're doing great. So welcome back to another session of learning English and improving your English speaking skills with me. And today, in today's video, I'm going to address a problem that is faced by a lot of people who are learning English and who are learning to speak fluent English. That is the fear of speaking English. The biggest hurdle, the biggest obstacle that every English learner faces is the fear of speaking English. Fear of speaking English. And this is something that is faced by a lot of people. If you are facing the same thing, that is, you know English, you have knowledge about English, but as soon as you go out and speak it, you have this hesitation, you have this fear of speaking English. If you are facing same problem, this video is solution for all of you. So are you all ready for this? I'm Shivangi Gupta, your CELTA certified English language tutor, certified by the University of Cambridge, the UK. And before beginning, please subscribe the channel so that you do not miss out on any lesson that I post for you on the channel. Please like the video and share it with your friends too. Now coming back to today's lesson, that is the fear of speaking English. The fear. What is this fear? And from where does this fear come? So there are lots of things that we need to address before moving on. How to overcome this fear. Overcoming the fear of speaking in English is very important. But first of all, we have to understand this fear. From where is this fear coming? What is happening with us that we are faced with this particular kind of fear? See, the basic reason why you're facing this fear is because you're not yet there where you see yourself or where you want to be while speaking English. The kind of goal that you've created in your mind, you have still not achieved that particular goal. And because you've not achieved that particular goal, you're in the journey, you're in between, you're just looking at what is yet to be done. You're not paying attention towards how far you have come in this particular journey. No, but whatever journey is left is ahead of you. You're only focusing on that particular journey, and hence you underestimate yourself every time you speak in English. These particular insecurities that you have because you are not yet there, these insecurities give rise to this fear of speaking English, because again and again you're raising that particular kind of question. I am not there yet. Will I be able to do it? Will I be able to speak in English? Will I be able to speak fluently? Will I stop making mistakes? Will I do this? Will I that? And these all kind of questions that are there in your mind, these questions create this fear of speaking English. And when at times you're presented with different situations, you're not able to speak at that particular time because of this fear that you have inside you of speaking in English. But can we overcome this particular fear? Obviously, we can overcome this fear. And let's discuss how to overcome this fear of speaking English. So I have total 5 solutions for you that I will discuss now in this particular lesson on how to overcome the fear that you are facing, fear of speaking English. These solutions are going to help you immensely, and you have to pay attention towards the solution number 5, because I think that's it. That is something that you have to follow in every situation out there, every situation possible. So without wasting any time, let's begin with the solution number 1. What is the solution number 1? Solution number 1 is to think positively. Thinking positively. A lot of things depend on how you think about a situation, how you perceive a situation. Are you just perceiving the negativities or even considering the positivities of that particular situation? So you have to think positively. If you're presented with a situation where you have to talk in English, instead of thinking negatively that I might make mistakes, people might judge me, there are different problems that are faced by English learners, English speakers. For example, words not coming into mind, forgetting the words, all these kinds of problems, if you're facing them and if you start thinking about them continuously, that what if this happens, what if that happens, this will give rise to that fear. And due to that fear, you will never be able to speak. Instead, think positively. Think that at least you know enough English that you can now attempt to speak in English. You know English. You have basic knowledge of English. It's not like that you cannot speak in English at all. You can. And you have to be thankful of the opportunity that is given to you. That means this is a learning opportunity. So perceive it as a learning opportunity, that I have been presented with this opportunity. I have to take it up, grab the opportunity, I have to speak. Even if you're making mistakes, that's okay, because it's the part of your journey. You're not there at the end of your journey. You're still in the middle. You're still taking up that journey. So that means you are allowed to make mistakes and then learn from those mistakes so that you can improve them. So take that particular situation as an opportunity. Think positively. Think about the positive aspects of that particular situation, that you got to learn something from this particular experience. So this is what you have to do. Thinking, change your thinking. Think positively. Do not start thinking negatively every time you're presented with a situation when you have to speak in English. Solution number 2. Well, solution number 2 is to accept your mistakes. Accepting your mistakes, that's important. You are making mistakes, that's okay, because you are not a perfectionist right now. You're not perfect. You are in that particular learning journey. And making mistakes, that's acceptable. Do you know, the native English speakers, sometimes they don't follow all the grammar rules while speaking English, because spoken English is different than the written English. What they do is, sometimes they would not follow the proper sentence structure, sometimes they would shorten their sentences, sometimes they would skip some words here and there which are not necessary at the time to speak, and meaning can be understood without using those words. They would do it because it's a casual way of speaking English, casual way. Now a grammar Nazi is somebody who takes care of everything in grammar, who never makes mistake in grammar. Like they want pinpoint, exact, accurate grammar. Now, grammar Nazi would work in written English perfectly, because yeah, when you write English, it must be accurate. But spoken English works differently. Spoken English and written English, they are different. In spoken English, we have casual English and then we have formal English. So when you're speaking casual English, you can take liberties there. Sometimes casual English works in such a way where all the grammar rules are often not followed. And that is why I'm saying that if we have this liberty in the language itself, then it's okay for you to make mistakes sometimes, because you're just learning the language. Right now, you're in this journey to learn that particular language. It's your second language that you're learning. Now, what you're supposed to do is you have to learn from those mistakes. So accepting those mistakes is fine, totally fine. You're making those mistakes. You need to give yourself space, liberty to make those mistakes. You have to set yourself free from this particular pressure on your mind that no, I'm not supposed to make mistakes. If you're making them right now in this journey, that's totally fine. Set yourself free. Give yourself that space, that liberty. But what you have to do is you have to learn from those mistakes. Until and unless you don't accept those mistakes, you will never know which areas of English you need to improve. Those mistakes indicate that these are the areas that you need to improve. Now, when you accept them, you know which areas you need to pay attention towards. Now you know those areas, start working on them. Start improving those mistakes. And this is a very important part of your improvement, of your journey, of your learning journey. So it's okay to make mistakes, accept them and learn from them. Now, solution number 3 is to create a no criticism practice time. No criticism practice time. So what you are supposed to do is, a lot of times when you do your speaking practice, you're nervous because even though you're alone, you are your own judge and you criticize yourself a lot, that you're making mistakes. And that's why even during the speaking practice, a lot of people hesitate to speak out loud. But what you have to do is you have to create a no criticism speaking practice time where you have to speak out loud and you're not going to criticize yourself on those speaking mistakes. On those mistakes you might be making, you're fumbling for words, you are facing some problems. That's okay. Set yourself free, totally free. It's your time. This is no criticism time. Because when you create this no criticism time for yourself, when you speak out whatever you want to in English, it'll help you develop that confidence to speak. That confidence to speak when the situation is there. You're faced with a particular situation to speak in English. So it's important from time to time to set yourself free and not pay attention to those mistakes whenever you're doing speaking practice. For example, take a week. You're doing speaking practice for 7 days in a week. Now, for 4 days, you're doing your proper speaking practice with your assessment, evaluation, everything. Now, for 3 days or maybe 2 days, you can keep these practice sessions which are criticism free, no criticism practice time. So 2 days can be dedicated to no criticism practice, so that when you practice, you're setting yourself free. No burden on your mind, no pressure on your mind, and you're speaking with a free mind, totally free mind, so that you can come out of this fear. This will help you increase your confidence, and this will help you to come out of this fear of speaking English. Number 4. Well, solution number 4 is to overcome the fear of judgment. A lot of people have this fear of judgment. Now, fear of judgment, that people are judging me. People who are observing me, they are judging me. This particular fear needs to be overcome. Because you are speaking, that's okay. A lot of people who are there, a person who's there in front of you, and this person might speak better than you. Now you might feel that this person might judge you for your speaking. But remember that that person might have also faced some kind of problems at one particular time. And this person also would have some kind of skill sets where he or she, they are not good, because nobody is perfect. This person might be not good at sports. You have to take this into the consideration that others are also not perfect. Nobody is perfect in this world. No one is. And you are just a part of this whole world where you are unique. Everyone has unique strengths, and you also have your unique strengths. And this is something that you can learn. It's a skill that can be learned. Speaking English is a skill, and you are learning the skill. So one day you're going to speak so fluently that you're going to impress everybody. So why do you fear this judgment? Because this is a part of your journey. If you won't start, how are you going to learn it? Because on the day, right on the first day when you started riding that cycle, that bicycle, were you perfect? No. Did you fall? Oh yes. Were there friends around you? Yes, they were. Did you ever pay attention to them or thought that they would make fun of me, this will happen, that will happen? If you would have thought about that, you would have never started learning that cycle, how to ride a bicycle. You would have never learned that. But you did, because you were so willing to do it. Your friends are riding a bicycle. Now you also want to ride a bicycle with them. For that, you have to learn it. And we all did. We all have faced the situation where we were riding the bicycle, might have fallen down once or twice. That particular cycle might have gone here and there off the track. This happens with everybody. And learning English is similar to this particular situation. That when you start learning English, you are going to fall prey to these mistakes, these situations, insecurities. But as you progress in your journey, in your learning journey, you're going to be perfect. There's going to be this day, one day, when you are speaking English smoothly, just like you ride a bicycle so smoothly now. And because you learned how to ride a bicycle, you're able to also drive a car. Car driving is same. When you first started driving the car, you were not an expert. You might have taken time to park it properly. But now, after some time, you can park it so smoothly. Because you have practice of it. You have enough practice of it. Now you've learned the skill. Similarly, once you learn English, you will be fluent in it. So please remove this fear of judgment from your mind and speak. Number 5. Well, number 5 is to face your fears. Face your fears. Because facing your fear is important. Facing your fear is the most important step, like I've told you before. I told you before that facing your fear is important. I told you that step number 5 is something that you are supposed to pay attention towards in every situation, at every step. Whenever you are speaking English, you have to face this fear because you are feeling that fear. But until and unless you don't face it, that means you're presented with a situation to speak in English, you're not taking up that situation. That means you're letting your fear win. You don't have to let your fear win. What you have to do is you have to overcome that fear. You have to face the fear and speak. If you're presented with an opportunity in the classroom to speak, speak. If you're presented with an opportunity to speak with your friends, speak. If you are presented with an opportunity to speak at your workplace, speak out, because this is going to build that good image you're looking for of an employee, a good employee, the best fit. So you need to start speaking, because until and unless you don't practice in that particular real life situation, your speaking skills that you're learning will not improve, because you have to apply them somewhere. You have to apply them in the real life situation. But whenever you're presented with that real life situation, you are not able to speak up. Why? Because you are not able to face that situation. You're not able to face that fear. So you have to face your fear. You have to overcome it. I can provide you solutions. You can apply them. But at the end, after applying all the solutions, you have to take up that situation, not let it go. Whenever you're presented with that particular situation, you have to grab it. It's what you're supposed to do. Grabbing that particular situation is important. Otherwise, once it's gone, that particular cycle will start. That you start feeling fearful, you're not able to speak up because you have these doubts in your mind, and the opportunity is lost. Now, again, when you're presented with the same situation, similar thing will happen. And hence, you start a cycle. That's why you're not able to speak in English at the right time and with that confidence that you're looking for. So in order to build that confidence and come out of this fear, you have to face the fear and take the situation and speak. Speak out. That is what you're supposed to do. Now that was the lesson. That's all for today. These are the 5 solutions that you must take in order to overcome the fear of speaking in English. You're facing this particular fear. You can overcome this. Believe in yourself. Have that faith. Believe in yourself and start working on your skills. You have to start working on your skills. That's it for today. Now I'm going to meet you again in a new lesson. Till then, everybody, take care and bye.